And you've been listening to President Trump deliver remarks on the fourth and final night of the RNC. Now, we want to put the convention into perspective, and to do that, we're bringing back Wright State University political science professor Dr. Lee Hanna. Thanks so much, Lee, for being here. As we just heard,
Megan.
The president just moments ago formally accepting the Republican Party's nomination for re-election. Now, the tone of his speech, the tone of some of other speeches that we've heard throughout the week described as dark. How does that compare, you think, to the tone of the DNC?
Yes, this, we are kind of in a moment where both parties view the other as a bigger threat than maybe they have in the past. And so the stakes have been made to feel high, and we've heard the socialist word, I can't count how many times this week, something that probably wouldn't have happened in previous conventions. In fact, I was looking back at some polls. I'm teaching a class on the election right now, and in 2000, during the election, they asked Americans, does it really matter who wins the election? And almost half of Americans said it really didn't matter. Well, today in 2020, that number's down to 15%. And I think that just gives you an idea. I think we probably feel that just in our lives as in terms of just how politically charged this environment is. And so both parties have essentially, expressed just how much of a threat 4 more years or 4 new years is with the other party, and that is something new.
Now, we just saw the president speaking live before a live crowd. The Biden campaign just announcing that they're going to be resuming live rallies after Labor Day. What is the value, you think, of a crowd? What does it add?
Yeah, you really realize that the crowd is almost another part of the spectacle. And I know that in the last couple of nights, seeing some of these speeches like Pence's and like Ivanka Trump and now the president's speech, seeing them in front of a live crowd, it just adds some energy and some excitement, and so you understand the value of it. At the same time, Joe Biden and Donald Trump both know that if they come to Dayton, you're sending your cameras, and so they're getting free media that they can't get from just putting on events virtually. And so I think that those two factors have made both candidates realize that they need to figure out a way to get on the trail.
Now, again, the president was the headliner for tonight's fourth and final night, coming out a little bit earlier than I think many of us expected. Just in what you heard in the last few minutes, anything surprising, any big takeaways?
Well, there's certainly this theme of American exceptionalism, that America is a special and unique country, and one that our history should be celebrated and lifted up. And you see that in so many of these speeches. And so he initially led with that theme. And I think that his daughter, Ivanka Trump, her speech was very effective and kind of setting him up, too. And she does poll pretty well, especially with Republicans. And so I think it's at least a good start. We'll see where he goes and how long he goes tonight, but certainly it will probably move the dial more than some of these other speeches.
All right, Dr. Lee Hanna from Wright State University, we certainly appreciate your perspective as always.
Thanks, Megan.